Last 4 years, very interesting, very challenging, because, Kano being the most populous state in the Federation, the number of people we have, you could imagine the services that we have to provide to our population. Kano is a mega city and with very high population. Therefore, a mega city is being assessed not just on the number of people, but on the functional services that are existing in the city. For example, the transportation system has to be well organized. And in order to organize the transportation system, we have to look at the master plan of the state. So we employed a consultant to come up to revise the Kano Metropolitan Master Plan so that transportation can be smooth, and advise us on where to construct flyovers, where to construct underpasses, where to rehabilitate our roads. And in order to get the best type of interchanges, I toured some capitals in the world. And I found out some interchanges in some places that are very, very interesting, like the Panshekara Madobi Road, where people were spending almost 1 hour, 1.5 hours in order to get across to where they want to go. So we introduced a kind of spider design, whereby from any direction you are coming, nobody will wait for any other person. All the traffic will be flowing at the same time, and there's no traffic light, and at the same time, nobody is waiting for anybody. Also, around the Bukavu barrack, we also had 2 types of underground interchanges which are interconnected. People coming from Niger, people coming from Daura, Katsina, part of Zamfara state, when they are coming to Kano, it takes them a lot of time before they can enter into the city. And it takes them time before they can come out from the city and go back to their respective areas. So therefore, we had another design of a flyover and an underpass with roundabout, 2 roundabouts connected, and that one has been completed. And we provide them with the street lights, beautification, very attractive in the night, and also another area of congestion, according to the master plan, is the Sabangari market, where many markets are being connected. So we built an almost 2-kilometer flyover bridge with 13, interchange clovers. That project has been completed 100%, provided with street lights. So instead of taking some hours before you cross from one end of the market to the other side, now it takes you barely 5 minutes.
When he came on board, he found the housing challenge in Kano State. You realized there were housing estates in Kano long before him, but when he came, he realized the downtrodden, those at the lower level of the economy, are not finding it easy to own houses. So His Excellency started with 2,000 housing scheme. It's there on the road. When you go in, you see them. In the area of infrastructure, His Excellency, the Governor, has been able to start more than 300 kilometers of roads.
Also in the rural areas, we found that there are many towns and villages and hamlets that are inaccessible because of rivers, because of streams, because of many other things, that hinder transportation. And therefore, we produce a master plan to see which are the big towns that are not accessible. So we introduce, a rural integrated program.
We also have a very popular project that His Excellency termed Karkara Salam Alaikum. These earth roads are intended to connect communities, farmlands, villages, and other hamlets that were hitherto not accessible. The Kano Independent Power Project, the Tiga Dam, is the most important and the largest man-made lake in the entire West African region. We are intended to produce about 10 megawatts of power from here. This project was not initiated by His Excellency, but he met it at a very, very sorry state. When he came, he found that for Kano to be a mega city, it needs power. To power its industries, to power the street light, to power our waterworks and other public utilities.
We have already provided a Tiga power supply that is going to meet all the needs of our industries in the next up to 2 to 3 years.
We have suffered a lot during the past from the power supplies, but thanks to the Kano state government now, we are having a, uninterrupted power supply, which is helping us a lot.
Apart from this Tiga, His Excellency, because of the potential benefits of this project, has also signed another contract with the same company, Skifa Nigeria Limited, to construct a 6 megawatts. This one is 10 megawatts. We are also constructing another one at Chalawa Goj Dam, which is 6 megawatts. It's also intended to complement the national grid in our waterworks, in the street light, and in our industries.
And we have a complete, data on what to do next in order to take Kano State to the next level.
Dr. Ganduje, actually analyzing him critically, you come to realize that he understands the terrain and, of course, the needs of the people of Kano State. And I think that is why Kano State is really progressing. That's why the last 4 years we were able to witness quite a number of unprecedented progress in Kano State. But if you look at the areas of infrastructure, health sector, education, agriculture, youth empowerment, among others, we have done very, very, very well as far as I am concerned. And the people of Kano are indeed very, very happy with the progress so far achieved by the present administration. In fact, His Excellency is not only progressive in nature. Some of the policies and programs which I realized he wanted to implement in Kano are so radical. Radical in the sense that he wanted a rapid and an immediate change on the lives of the people of Kano State. And at times we always advise him that, look, Your Excellency, at times we have to do some of these things gradually because he is in a hurry to ensure that he achieves most of the policies, most of what he has in mind that will add value to the lives of the people of Kano State.
First of all, we strengthen our primary health care because that institution is supposed to provide health services at the grassroots level in conjunction with the local governments. So first of all, what we did was to ensure that most of the facilities were renovated and were equipped, and also the health personnel also were being employed, like doctors, like nurses, midwives, and other technicians in the health sector, being adequately provided and appropriately posted to respective health facilities.
Over the last 4 years, His Excellency Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has been able to give first lift to 314 hospitals in the state. Most of these facilities are primary healthcare facilities. These primary healthcare centers are the facilities that are close to where people live and work. So we want to take services to the doorsteps of people. Equally, like I said, there are those that have been upgraded. Basic health centers upgraded to primary healthcare centers. For instance, the Garing Ali Basic Health Center has been upgraded to a primary health center. The Chidari Basic Health Center that has been upgraded to comprehensive health center. The work has been completed. The Rimingado Primary Health Center has been fully upgraded to a cottage hospital, which is a secondary health facility. There is another facility in Garo, which is in Cabo local government, which has been upgraded. It is actually a primary healthcare center also. It has been upgraded to a cottage hospital. There is another one in Kapimeyaki, which is another primary healthcare center that has been upgraded to a cottage hospital. There is the Makoda Primary Healthcare Center, which is also been upgraded to a cottage hospital. We have Fogolawa Primary Healthcare Center that is equally been upgraded to a cottage hospital. There is Ajingi Primary Healthcare Center that has been upgraded to a general hospital. At least 5 primary health facilities have been upgraded to general hospital, like the Doakin Topa Comprehensive Health Center. It used to be a 60-bedded health center, but it has now been upgraded to 180-bedded general hospital. It was actually commissioned in November last year by the Honorable Minister of Health, Professor Isaac F. Adioli.
Also, we observe that here in Kano, many people go to China for medical tourism. China, India, Europe, even Egypt, and in order to, curtail that one, so that our people will be able to get such services here in Kano, we decided to build 2 ultra-modern hospitals. The Muhammadu Buhari Ultra-Modern Specialist Hospital and the Khalifa Isiaq Rabiu Pediatric Hospital for children. And these 2 hospitals are well equipped, and we decided to run them under PPP so that business will not be as usual. All the staff that are being employed in these 2 facilities cannot go on strike.
In December last year, His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari was in Kano to commission 2 state-of-the-art ultra-modern facilities.
This hospital, the first of its kind in the region, is a true reflection of what a pro-people government is all about.
These are 2 state-of-the-art facilities. These are facilities that were started about 9 years ago, but for one reason or the other, they were abandoned.
So those 2 hospitals are working very, very well. And I'm happy to inform you that the first brain surgery was successfully conducted in this specialist hospital. And another spinal cord surgery also was conducted. So you can see many people are coming from all over the country.
We just started recently, but I can say we have been very successful in doing surgeries which are related to the brain and spine, which are usually patients that have this type of ailments usually tends to travel abroad to have this type of surgeries. But with this hospital and with the facilities and the hands we have on ground, I can say now these surgeries are possible here in Nigeria, specifically here in Kano. We have had about 11 surgeries which involve both the brain and spine.
Also, in order to reduce medical tourism, we realize that many people are suffering from cancer and they don't know. So I decided to take a trip to Australia, Melbourne, where they have a well-established cancer treatment center. I was taken around, I inspected their facilities, we discussed with the management there, with the doctors, with the clinicians, with the experts on the construction of bunker, and then with the suppliers of the equipment. And we came back and articulated all these issues. And now we have succeeded even in awarding contract for the construction of the bunkers. There will be 3 bunkers, 2 large bunkers and 1 small bunker. Foundation laying stone will start any time from now. We'll start because we have already paid 50% of the contract sum. And now we are planning to, advertise for the supply of the equipment. I saw their equipment and I told my staff that I don't need anything less than the capacity of the equipment that we saw at Melbourne. Financing in the health sector is something that has been giving problem. So what we tackle them from 2 angles. One, we established with cooperation of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Kano State Chapter, that is our civil servants, we established the Health Contributory Scheme, which is working very well. Most of the civil servants have enlisted. And another area that we established in order to tackle the problem of health, financing in health, is the Health Trust Fund, where 5% of our internally generated revenue is being put into the account, and 1% of the revenue of local governments is put into the account. And you can see every month a lot of money is being put into the basket, and this is assisting, the health sector, especially in terms of the consumables. That's so far on health, and we are trying to take Kano State to the next level. So all these facilities which we have mentioned, we continue to provide more. We continue to train more doctors. We continue in our public enlightenment, especially among women, to see that such services, facilities are being attended to. That's what we intend to do in the next level.
We discovered that 54% of the teachers were unqualified to be in any classroom as teachers. And what the government did was to enroll them into 4 teacher training institutions so that their professionalism could be upgraded, and those without teaching qualification at all could be provided with the requisite qualification. I'm glad to tell you that no teacher is being owed a kobo. In a situation where in a lot of other states, not just teachers, every other civil servant is being owed arrears in salary.
The issue of equipping the schools, the issue of providing, the school materials. Luckily enough, we are working with some development partners who are also assisting us. Therefore, the consumables, the textbooks, the notebooks that we provide to our schools.
We have instructional materials worth over 1.5 billion naira.
The Yusuf Maitama University is a temporary site now within the city. The permanent site was only 25% completion. Now it has reached about 70%. We are still working on that, and we believe by next year we shall be able to, the student will be able to be in the new site. Fertilizer was a big problem in Kano State, and because of the subsidy that was provided, it was also a source of corruption. So we know that we had a fertilizer blending plant, which was abandoned over 25 years ago. We inspected the fertilizer blending plant. We spent over 1 billion naira to take it back to function. We recruited new people for it, new technical people. We produced new outfit for the management of the fertilizer blending plant. We provided some seed money, about 300 million, which we gave to the organization, to the fertilizer blending plant. And luckily enough, the federal government also introduced a new system, working with Morocco, where we get the raw materials from there and they are being distributed to those fertilizer blending plants across the country. So we took advantage of that. Go and find out. We have the best fertilizer blending plant in the northern part of this country. Many northern states are coming to buy fertilizer from Kano. And in order to make the fertilizer available to the farmers, we decided to build fertilizer stores across the local governments. And we transport the fertilizer free to the store, just to go to the store and buy a fertilizer. And luckily enough, the price has now been fixed. 5,500. Kano being the most populous state in the federation, by implication, we have the highest number of youth in the country, and by implication, we have the highest number of unemployed youths. because our industries, especially the textile industries, are down for so many decades. So in order to do it scientifically, we employed a consultant to undertake a kind of survey within the public service, within the private sector, to see the gaps that are existing in terms of manpower development in Kano. Therefore, that consultant came out with about 24 types of trades, of which if a youth is being able to train in such a skill, he will be automatically employed either by government, either the private sector, or he will be able to set up his or her own business outfit. That will be automatic. So we use that consultant to produce a design that will, accommodate specific equipment, because he helped us to identify the equipment as such, and we are able to purchase the equipment. I was in London to inspect the equipment, and everything has been brought on the ground. So we intend also to establish a governing council so that it will not be business as usual, how that center will be governed, and our youth will be provided with opportunities to be trained there and also used from other parts of the country. Also, a portion will be, a percentage of the candidates will be given to members of other parts of the country, so that that place will be a center, of skill acquisition that will serve Kano State and beyond. And we also intend to, in the next level, we intend to provide such skill acquisition centers in the 2 other senatorial districts. Our intention is that our youth should be gainfully employed, and they can even go to other parts of Nigeria to establish some businesses or to be employed by the private sector. China is the most populous country in the world. Anywhere you go and see Chinese. Kano, the most populous state in Nigeria, we want our youth to disperse into Nigeria with adequate skills, so that anywhere you go, you find them there, working effectively. That is the reason behind that skill acquisition center. And also, as part of the investigation that was conducted, we found that we are lacking auto mechanic engineers here in Kano. So I have a master plan to produce a minimum of 1,000 auto mechanics from Kano State. So we entered into agreement with the Puja Automobile Training Center, and we started with 75 candidates. 75, all of them were there for 1 full year, and they graduated. All of them are gainfully employed now. Then we also took another 150, but this time around we included women, so that because women participation in economic activities is indispensable if we want to move forward. So we took 150, 100 boys, 50 girls. They were there for 1 full year. All of them, they have graduated. No dropout. They are back. They are now at various various motor garages, and we decided even to build some modern garages in consultation with the Peugeot Automobile of Kaduna. And now we are constructing, already we have finished 5 of them. And then you see some of the mechanics, some specialize in the engine, some specialize in the motor, the electricity, some on the body, panel beating, vulcanizing. So we form a cluster of them, and a particular, garage center. And they are there now. We have given them such facilities free of charge so that they can continue operating. And we have taken another 200 now. 150 for boys, 50 for girls. They are there now. They've spent about 5 months, 6 months there. And when they come out, you can see that we are reaching to about 500 now. And since we are taking Kano to the next level, then we continue with that system with the Peugeot Automobile of Nigeria in Kaduna, while our skill acquisition center is still working here. So I assure you, during the next dispensation, I will be able to reach the target of 1,000 well-trained and young men and women in automobile.
Ba irin adalci da karamci na mai girma gwamna ya ɗibo wa'annan matasa mutum 200 tun daga garin Kano har zuwa garin Kaduna kamfanin Fijo domin a koya musu sana'ar gyaran mota. Da ina sana'ar caji, to a cikin karamci na mai girma gwamna aka ɗauko ni daga ƙauyenmu Rikadawa, aka fito da ni aka kawo ni nan Kaduna domin koyi wannan aiki, domin sana'ar da nake ba ta wuce a kullum in samu 500 ko naira 200, highest kenan 500. To amma yanzu an kawo ni duk wata za a bani 20,000. Baya ga haka ga skill ina koya.
A unguwarmu gaskiya sanda ina gida ni tela ce, ina ɗinkin mata. A da ana tunanin kamar maza ne masu yin gyaran mota, amma yanzu a sanadin Baba Ganduje yanzu ma har mata ma suna yin gyaran mota, saboda mutane da yawa suna mamakin cewa wai mata suna gyaran mota, sai kuma gashi Allah ya sa muna yi.
A da dai na san ina yin kitso da lalle shine sana'ata, sannan kuma na hada da makaranta. Amma yanzu sanadin Baba Ganduje rayuwa ta da ni na iya gyaran mota. Haka dai kowane mota yanzu idan aka bani zan iya cewa zan iya gyara. Hatta ta ƙasar nan ko ba ta ƙasar nan ba.
Da matasa suna watan gaririya, suna gararan ba a cikin gari, su ne shaye-shaye, zuƙe-zuƙe, shiga nan, faɗa nan, babu aikin yi, fitina sun damu mutane a cikin gari. Amma daga cikin adalci na mai girma gwamna ya zazzakulo wa'annan mutane, aka ɗaɗɗauko su da ma wa'anda ba sa yin wannan ɗin, da wa'anda suke zaman banza, wanda da su ake amfani, ake zuwa a yi bangar siyasa kamar yadda muka gani a gwamnatin baya. Kuma wannan mu ne karo na uku, mu ne gamit 3.
Kano State established what we call KIPA, Kano State Investment Promotion Agency, which deals with investments and investors coming to Kano. Under it, we equally have a one-stop shop for investors. When you go there, all your needs will be addressed, be it land, be it registration, be it tax issue, be it even labor.
Any investor who comes to Kano and wants to invest in any field, and he gives us or our agency the need or the requirement of land for the purpose of setting up that agency, we will immediately make a recommendation to His Excellency the Governor, who always approves the allocation of land to such investors.
We equally re-engineered and reinvigorated our Kano State Internal Revenue Services to be more efficient in tax administration. We have harmonized a lot of our taxes. From about 200, we brought them down to about 19.
The government has provided support to more than 20,000 entrepreneurs, lifeline for them to grow their small businesses. We have the Kano Economic City that is specially designed to provide a modern market.
In the next 4 years, they should expect more vibrant administration and active government with young and educated people in the cabinet, in the parastatal, more involvement of women in governance, and give a more planning aspect, priority, especially in the areas of education, whereby education must be accessible, education must be affordable, education must be compulsory at a certain level. So the people of Kano should expect a vibrant administration in the next 4 years.
I want to believe that if we have people, governors, leaders who have focus like His Excellency, I want to strongly believe that the North will be able to use our population for the advantage of our people in this part of the country.